Well, welcome back to the new year. This lesson is going to be on division. Specifically, we're dividing decimals by whole numbers. So we're going to divide and show our work. At the top of your sheet, I want you to put your name. And then I want you to write this, the directions for division, which should be divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to start off simply and we're going to build from there. So I'm not going to, we're going to divide this way. So 5 6/10 divided by 8. So when you're dividing by decimals, it's not really any different than when dividing by whole numbers. The only things we have this decimal. Now, I can show you partial quotients, but it's going to be very, very confusing because you'll have to remember where your decimal is and subtract the right amount of decimals, a right amount of decimal amount, and it just gets confusing. But if you remember just to put the first thing, bring your decimal up. Number one, bring your decimal up, and then just start dividing, because now I can just forget that decimal, like I'm just doing 56 divided by 8. So I do digit by digit. 5 divided by 8, well, I can't do that, so that's 0. 0 times 8 is 0. Subtract 5, bring down the 6. 56 divided by 8 is 7. 7 times 8 is 56, subtract, and that is 0. 56 minus 56 is 0, so my answer is 7/10. The next one, we have 8 2/10 divided by 2. So we have 8 2/10 divided by 2. Remember, number one, bring your decimal up. If I ever forget, remember, go, Miss LaVoy, you forgot to bring your decimal up. So we're going to do 8 divided by 2. Well, if I have $8 and 2 friends, then each of my friends gets $4. So 4 times 2 is 8. I have nothing left over. And I can have nothing left over because nothing is less than 2. Then I'm going to bring down the 2. 2 divided by 2, well, that's 1. 1 times 2 is 2. I subtract 2. I have nothing left over, so my answer is 4 1/10. Easy peasy, right? Go on to page 2. 4 5/10 divided by 5. 4 5/10 divided by 5. So what's that first step again? Bring the decimal up. Then we're going to start with our standard algorithm. Divide. So 4 divided by 5. I can't do, the number that means I can't do is 0. 0 times 5 is 0. Just going to subtract that. 4 minus 0 is 4. Bring down the 5. Again, because I brought that decimal up, I don't have to worry about it now. 45 divided by 5, well, that's 9, so that 9 goes right above that 5, the one that I brought down, the one that I put that number above. 9 times 5 is 45. 45 minus 45 is 0, so my answer is 9/10. 9 6/10 divided by 6. 9 6/10 divided by 6. Bring the decimal up. 9 divided by 6. $9 and 6 friends. I can give each person $1. If I gave everybody $2, that would mean I'd have at least 12, and I don't. I have 9. So 1 times 6 is 6. 9 minus 6 is 3. Can I have 3 left over? Yes, because it is less than my divisor. If it was more than my divisor or equal to my divisor, then I could have done another group. Bring down the 6. 36 divided by 6, excuse me, is 6. 36 divided, or 6 times 6 is 36. Subtract 36 minus 36 is nothing left over. So we have 1 6/10. Page 3. Look at this. We are flying by. Remember, if you need to slow something down or redo it, look at it again. If you want to look at it before you do it with me, you can do that. You just have to kind of rewind, push that progress bar back a little bit. 1 and 2600ths divided by 6. So first thing, I'm going to bring my decimal up. Then I just start digit by digit. 1 divided by 6, can't do, so that's a 0. 0 times 6 is 0. So I'm going to subtract that. 1 minus 0 is 1. Bring down the 2. So now I have 12. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Subtract that. That's 0. Bring down the 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 1 times 6 is 6. I have nothing left over. So that is 2100ths. Next one, 9 and 5400ths divided by 6. Bring the decimal up. 9 divided by 6. If I have $9 and 6 friends, I can give each friend $1. 1 times 6 is 6. So I'm going to subtract 6 from 9. So 9 minus 6 is 3. Then I'm going to bring down the 5. 35. Well, I know that 6 times 6 is 36. That's too much. So 6 times 5 is 30. And let's see if that works. 5 times 6 is 30. So I'm going to subtract 30 and I have 5 left over. Can I have 5 left over? Yes. Yes, I can, because it is less than the divisor. Bring down the last digit, which is a 4. 54 divided by 6 is 9. 9 times 6 is 54. Subtract that. I have nothing left over. I have no more digits to divide. So my answer is 1 and 5900ths. Next page. 7 and 7400ths divided by 6. Bring up the decimal. If I have 7 divided by 6, 7 divided by 6 is 1. 1 times 6 is 6. So 7 minus 6 is 1, and bring down the 7, which is 17. So now I have 17 divided by 6. Let's think about our multiples of 6. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. Whoops, that's more than I have. So I'm going to go back 1 and do 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Subtract 7 minus 2 is 5. 1 minus 1 is 0. And bring down the 4. So 54 divided by 6. 54 divided by 6, you should know that's one of your 9 facts. 9 times 6 is 54. Subtract, I have nothing left over, so my answer is 1 and 2900ths. We have 7 and 7600ths divided by 4. Bring the decimal up. 7 divided by 4 is, let's see my 4s. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. It's too much, so I'm going to do 1. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract that from 7, so I have 3 left over. That's good because that's less than my divisor. Bring down the 7. So I get 37. So 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24, getting closer. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 9 is 36. Well, that's the last digit, and I still have 1 left over, so I'm going to do 9. 9 times 4 is 36. Subtract 1 left over. Bring down the 6. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Nothing left over, so my answer is 1 and 9400ths. Alrighty, so we have 7 and 6500ths divided by 9. Bring that decimal up. 9 divided by 7, I can't do. Division, you want to be fair, so can't do that. 0 times 9 is 0. 7 minus 0 is 7. Bring down the 6. So I'm going to think about my 9's facts. So let's start in the middle. 9 times 5, 45. 9 times 6, 54. 9 times 7, 63. 9 times 8, 72. 9 times 9, 81. So let's do 8. 9 times 8 is 72. 6 minus 2 is 4. 7 minus 7 is 0. Bring down the 5. Now, if you did not want to put that 0 there, you don't have to, because you're doing whole numbers and you know you don't have to put that 0 there. 45 divided by 9 is 5. 5 times 9 is 45. Subtract and get nothing left over. So we have 85 hundredths as our answer. Ooh, let's get a little adventurous now. We are dividing by a 2-digit divisor. So we have 4 and 23 hundredths divided by 94. The same thing goes, guys. It doesn't change. The process doesn't change. Bring your decimal up. 4 divided by 94. So if I have $4.94 friends, I'm not giving any of my friends anything. Minus 0. So 4 minus 0 is 4. You're bringing down the 2. Now I got $42. I still have 94 friends. Sorry, friends. You can't have any. So that's going to be a 0. So I'm going to put the 0 above the 2. 0 times 94 is 0. So I'm going to bring down that 3. So I get 423 divided by 94. So this gets a little tricky because you got to really think about, and I don't want to do 94 times 1, 94 times 2, 94 times 3. I got to really think about, how many 94s can probably go in this? So if I do 94 times. Now, if I think about this is 90, and so the number of tens I have is 42 tens. So, I know 9 times 4 is 36. 4 times 4 is 16. There's 1, 36, 37. Not quite enough. 94 times 5, but 5 times 4 is 20. So I'm going to try 6. Six times 4 is 24, 2, 56, 57, 58. That ain't going to work. That's too much. 94 times 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 45, 46, 47. That's not going to work either. Uh-oh. Miss Malloy made a mistake. So we are not going to do this one. If we were to do it, just to kind of show you how to do it, but we really want to have ones that have the same. So I would do a 4. So that would be 376. So I'd subtract. 13 minus 6 is 7. I get 1 minus 7, can't do. So I'm going to change that 1 to an 11. 11 minus 7 is 4. And I can put zeros on the ends of that. So I'm going to bring that, because that doesn't change my number at all. Because of this decimal point, that doesn't change. So I got 470 divided by 94. And this only works with decimals. Don't do this with whole numbers. And I did 470 over here, so that's 5. There we go. So my answer is 45 thousandths. So I apologize. I didn't mean to put this one on here because I wanted to do ones that don't have, if you notice, the theme of no remainders. We're down to the last few. So we got 22 and 8/10 divided by 6. Bring that decimal up. 2 divided by 6, can't do. Subtract. So 2 minus 0 is 2. Bring down 2. 22 divided by 6. 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 4 is 24. Back up. So 6 times 3. So we're going to do 3 times 6 is 18. 12 minus 8 is 4. I'm going to bring down that 8. 48 divided by 6. 106 times 8 is 48. So 8 times 6 is 48. Subtract that. I have nothing left over. So my answer is 3 8/10, because we don't write it with that 0 there in front of it. Next one. 9 66/100 divided by 21. So again, we have another 2-digit divisor. First things first, let's get that decimal and put that out of the way. So bring that decimal up. 9 divided by 21. Can't do. 0 times 21 is 0, so I'm going to subtract. I got 9. Bring down the 6. So 96 divided by 21. So oops. I'm trying to start with 96. 21 times, let's do 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. That's pretty close. Let me see if 5 will work. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. That's too much, so I'm going to do 4. 4 times 21, well, see, when we do our work over here, we don't erase it because we can use it for later. 6 minus 4 is 2. 9 minus 8 is 1, and then we're going to bring down that 6. Well, we know 5 is not enough, so 21 times 6, let's try that. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Yay! So we're going to put that 6 right above that 6. 6 times 21 is 126. Subtract that. We have nothing left over. So our answer is 46/100. And we are on our last 2. So we have 64 50/100 divided by 86. Bring that decimal up. 6 divided by 86 can't do. So subtract 0. 6, bring down the 4. 64 divided by 86, I still can't do that, so I got 0 times 6 is 0. 64 minus 0 is still 64. I'm going to bring down that 5. So we have 86 times. This is pretty far away. I'm going to try 5. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 8 is 40 plus 3, so that's 43. Ooh, that's still pretty, it's about, like, if you look at that, it's like 430, 645, that's about, I kind of want to try 9, because that's still pretty far away, and that's only 4 more. So let's try 9. 9 times 6 is 54, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77. That's too much. So let's do 86 times 8. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 8 is 64, plus 4 is 68. Well, that's just too much. We're doing all of them. 86 times 7. So we got 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 8 is 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. And that one will work. So let's do 7. 7 times 86 is 602. We're going to subtract that. 5 minus 2 is 3. 4 minus 0 is 4. And 6 minus 6, of course, is 0. And then we're going to bring down that 0. So we got 430 divided by 86. I'm going to look at my previous math and look right there. We did it. We already did it, so we don't have to do it again. So that's 5. 5 times 86 is 430. And I'm subtracting it, and I have nothing left over. So my answer is 7/500. I have no whole numbers, and I have 7/500. So my answer is just 7/500. So we can write that more of a conventional way. So I have 16 8/10 divided by 42, our last one. Bringing up that decimal. 1 divided by 42 is 0, minus 0. 16 divided by 42, I can't do. So that's 0, subtract 0, so I got 16. Bring down the 8. 168 divided by 42. I know that 4 times 2 is 8, so I'm going to try a 4. Just my guess. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. It is right. So 4 times 42 is 168. I have nothing left over, so my answer is 4/10. At the bottom of your sheet, I want you to write the code smiley face, because you finished. Make sure you turn this in with your name.